Good morning. We are live and we are back yet again with another episode of Caffeine and Campaigns.
Yes, we are, and I am ready for my close-up, Mr. DeVille, unlike many of you who have tuned in today to talk about getting on cam and reaping the rewards.
Absolutely. That is a strong positive start right there.
Thank you, and very relevant. We're straight into it today because we
Yes, we
are
are.
talking about video today, which is horrible news for everyone who has ever opened their front camera by accident and immediately seen their own face from the angle of a security camera at the checkouts at Lidl. Unflattering, to say the least.
Absolutely. That is a universal trauma, like all the chins, or it's just like literally zooming in on the bald patch on the top of your head, although my
It's
whole
not
head
good.
is a bald patch. But
Yes,
there we
naughty.
go.
Yes, but before we can get into it, can we talk about Dan the coffee man for a second?
You mean Dan's Coffee?
I do, yes, Dan in Bristol with the coffee van. Lovely story, brilliant
Yes.
coffee by the looks of it as well. And what has cut through in terms of video is not a polished brand film done with a drone shot of a flat white looking emotionally available. It is the real person behind his story, showing up, being warm and being honest and letting people see the human behind the business, just like us. Its local coverage has literally said customers are going out of their way to buy coffee from him and go and visit him because they saw him on social media.
100%. And that is the point. I tell you what I'll do, I'm just going to queue up the video on Instagram and we can actually share it with everyone. I think that'll be really
Do
good.
it.
Should we share it live?
Yes, do it, because if you've not seen it, it's tremendously heartwarming and a good example of how video can kind of have that impact no matter who you are, etc.
Good morning, me caffeine lovers. Happy Monday. So I just been on a BBC breakfast show in Bristol. I'd just like to thank everyone for the support and my family's really appreciate it. I just wanted to say be grateful for what you got because someone would always love to be in your shoes. So I ain't got much, but I'm happy for what I got. I will have a great day. I'm not going to be open tomorrow or today. Then I'll be back Wednesday in Central Park, BS149B said, from 7 o'clock. Have a great day, everyone. Keep smashing it and keep winning. Well done.
Oh, I love him.
Isn't that
I
cute?
love him. See, and that is video doing its thing. You know, he's got the trust, warmth. He's confident about it. He is who he is, which I'm sorry to say is very different from a company page post saying we are passionate about excellence, while sounding like a printer manual that's been through the HR system.
Absolutely. So, welcome to Caffeine and Campaigns.
It's the podcast. It's not a podcast, but what is it, Kris?
Well, this week we are apparently, what is it? It's the exposure therapy for marketers. That's what I'm going to call it. Exposure therapy for marketers, founders and business owners who know that video matters, which is pretty much all of us, but would rather reverse into a hedge than say, hi, everyone, just jumping on here, which actually is not a good starting point anyway.
Yes, and we should be clear early doors. This is not an episode telling everyone to become a LinkedIn influencer. Nobody needs to film themselves walking into a meeting room with a tiny microphone saying, 3 lessons I learned from spilling oat milk on my laptop.
Although, actually, lesson 1 probably is just not to do that at all.
Yes, things will get a bit cheesy. Things will get a bit
Yeah.
cheesy, even if it is plant milk. Anyway, for anybody new here, he is Kris Britton, the founder of KB, and the man most likely to watch a 14-second clip and immediately know whether it has a job, a hook, or just a ring light having a nervous breakdown.
Yes, ring light having a nervy beat, exactly. And she is Mary Hughes. Wait for it.
Maybe the... Go on.
Very good, very good. She's our integrated marketing program manager at KB, the marketing agency behind this podcast. It's not a podcast. She's our professional energy source, shall we say. She's our customer translator and the only person who I know can turn being on camera from absolutely not into fine. I'll do it as long as I've got a good thumbnail.
Thumbnails are always terribly important, I think. Yes, correct. I'm not saying I'm easy. I'm saying I understand production values.
Yeah, it's not about bullying someone into it. Definitely not. But before we go practical, we both just said at the top of this, as we were waiting for the minutes to count down before we went live, we want to say a very quick thank you. This is quite shockingly the 11th episode of Caffeine and Campaigns. I don't know quite how we've managed to make it to this point, but we have.
We have, and it means that we have kept a Friday morning marketing chat alive long enough for it to need its own mug, its own theme tune, and possibly a mild safeguarding policy thanks to Chris's opinions.
Whoops. Genuinely, though, thank you to everyone who has turned up, who's commented, who sent questions, shared the events. A lot of you we know watch the clips afterwards. We don't get massive numbers watching live, but that's all right because we literally spiral into triple digits and sometimes into 4 digits, which is big for a B2B video series. And that happens afterwards on demand. So thank you to everyone who's made this grow into what it is now.
Yeah, exactly. And it has been absolutely lovely seeing the audience build and the video get traction after the lives. Not just because notifications give marketeers the same dopamine as finding a working pen in a meeting room, but we do need the dopamine. A lot of us are on the spectrum here. Kris, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely, they do. They do. So today we are going to be talking about why does your business need more video, and even if you hate it, why you should be doing it.
Yes, so let's name the problem. Most businesses know they should do more video. It sits on the marketing plan like a gym membership in January.
Absolutely. It's
Are we
got
going?
very good intention, but limited movement, shall we say? A bit like me in the
Exactly.
gym, very limited movement.
Yeah, same here, to be honest. Anyway, everyone, we're drinking Diet Cokes this week. It's fine, or Pepsi and Max. Anyway,
Pepsi.
everyone says, everyone says we should do more video, and then someone asks who's going to be on camera, and suddenly the room develops into the atmosphere of a GCSE exam.
Absolutely. That is common and beautiful miming right there, Mary. Thank you very much
Thank
for the
you.
portrayal.
People hate watching themselves back. I mean, I don't, but they do know what to say. They think everyone else is better at it. They worry about lighting, voice,
Yep.
hair, teeth,
Yeah.
chin hair, background, whether the plant looks dead, whether Dave from sales will comment "nice tits, mate" and ruin the whole video. Dave, shut up.
That's brilliant. But the commercial issue is bigger than discomfort. Absolutely love that.
It is,
Oh,
Kris.
pausing for a
It's about
drink.
Kris, what it is about though is making video useful. So brace yourselves, Kris. Ease us into the bathwaters. What have you got for us today?
Right. Okay. So I think what makes video useful? Video ultimately it helps people understand your business faster, right? So it carries things like tone and confidence and clarity. How often do people say, well, I didn't read your text message like that, or you misinterpret something, you misinterpret an email, and it's written content is often not controlled. You can't control the narrative, you can't control
Yeah.
how it comes across. Where video, you can, right?
Mhm.
And it's giving buyers a human signal before they ever even speak to sales. And especially, I would say, in B2B, where offers can be more complex or they might be intangible, video can really help drive down that uncertainty. But I would say, brace yourself, Mary. I think I need to break this to you gently. It's not about being famous.
What? What are we doing here then?
The goal is to be easier to trust and easier to choose.
Hold on a minute. I'm still stuck on this. Isn't supposed to be vague. I thought this was going to be our big break, darling. This is what you sold it to me about. No?
Absolutely no. It's not your big break, darling. I'm really sorry. It's not about being famous. It's about being easier to trust and being valuable. So yeah,
God. So what
straighten
you're
up.
saying really is then video is not about look at me. It is
Look
about
at me.
let me make this easier for you to understand. Yes, that
That
feels
100%.
slightly less horrific. Still horrific for me personally, but less so.
Less so. And those numbers, all right, they are backing this up as well. So Wizal, that is a explainer video platform. They've done some research. We've pulled out a few of their stats actually, because their research is really valuable for today's episode. Thank you very much. That's a great pulling out sound. So Wizal suction cups. I can't do it as well as you. But anyway, Wizal's 2026 research says that 91%, that's practically everyone, percent of businesses now use video as a marketing tool. And 93% of video marketers see it as an important part of their overall strategy.
Of course it is. Of course it is. So basically, if your video strategy is one day when we're emotionally ready, the rest of the market had already put his shoes on and left the house. You need to catch up, guys.
Absolutely. You need to catch up. But this is where people go wrong. They hear that stat and they think the answer then is just to simply make more videos, which it's not.
No, it's not, which is why you can sometimes get 6 minutes clips called Our approach featuring a managing director blinking into the webcam like he's been taken hostage by pirates. Huzzah. Huzzah.
Huzzah, huzzah.
Huzzah.
The point is to make the right video for the right job, and
Yes.
we'll go into that in just a moment. We do have a
Good.
structure to these, obviously,
Good.
but we'll
We
go
do,
into that
do
in a
we?
moment.
Couldn't let me know. Anyway, good. Let us talk about these jobs, because this is where I think people start to panic. They think video has to be this big production. It needs a studio. We need some lighting. Somebody saying action whilst wearing black trainers and a headset. It's just not the case, is it?
It's not. It does not need all of that. I mean, we're blessed with this. We've got a nice studio. We've got lighting. I mean, Mary's got her front room and her office, but I've been blessed with this.
Make it work.
Yeah, you make it work. You make it work, darling. Exactly. But what the proof is, you don't need that, and we're going to give you some examples as well.
Yes, exactly. Good, because I'm not sure I've got the emotional bandwidth today for a clapperboard in my face before 10 a.m. on a Friday morning. But Kris, give us give us some samples. What could people start with?
Okay, so 5 sample jobs that videos can do, I would say. Let's start with, so the 5 would be explain, reassure, prove, humanize, and prompt. Those would be the 5 that I would choose. And if we break that down, so explain, you want to answer one customer question clearly. So today's video, we're talking about the customer question that focuses around doing video for business, how to do it, all of those things, how to start it. Reassure, so you want to tackle one fear, one objection, or one worry. So if we look at, again, today's video as the example, we're tackling the fear of being on camera. We're tackling that objection of not wanting to be on camera, or how you might come across. The next one is to prove. So to show a result, we've already shown Dan's coffee, and we've got another example that hopefully we'll be able to pull up later on if technology works for us on a live. Those things always go wrong. But a customer story, a process, or an example. To humanize it. So we want to introduce a real person behind the business, introducing Mary and introducing Kris. Both of us. And then the last one is a prompt. So to move someone to the next sensible action. Now, that sensible action doesn't always have to be a call to action to say, come and find out more about our business, find out more about how we can help you, or anything like that. It could literally be moving someone to the next sensible action of try and start recording your first video. Let us know how you get on and go from there.
Exactly. I love that, actually, Kris. So explain, reassure, prove, humanize, and prompt. That's much better than let's just film something because TikTok exists. It's a bit of a cheap way out doing it that way.
It really is a cheap way out. Absolutely. And before anyone gets on camera, ask, what is the job of this video? And a video should only have one job.
Absolutely. Job first, face second, I feel sometimes.
Yeah. The first practical framework today is the video panic filter.
Yes, and don't panic because he said framework. I'm like you. But of course, Kris has got a framework. So somebody get him a pastry, gluten-free, please, before we all start to panic. Go for it,
absolutely.
Kris.
Right, are you ready for this? So the video panic filter. So let's try and break down what you need to do and what the purpose of the video is. So what is
not
the
a nervous
job
breakdown, a breakdown. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
This isn't my bit.
Yeah. Shush now, Mary. My part. Me to talk.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Not all about you. We love you, but this moment's for me. My time to shine.
Go then, baby.
Okay,
Go.
so what job does this video have? So are you there to explain? Are you there to reassure or prove or humanize or prompt? So those points that we just went over. Who needs to hear it? So who is your audience? So this could be founders, it could be buyers, customers, it could be a sales prospect, an existing client, maybe even an internal team. And I know that there are a wide range of businesses who watch these videos and these LinkedIn Lives. Now, for us, we've got people who are in marketing teams within massive corporates. We've got founders of small businesses, and we've even got one-person businesses. Now, an internal team, obviously, would just be you talking to yourself, but try and get some relevance from this. We're trying to cover that massive spectrum who are watching these videos. What is the smallest useful version? I would say something that is 30 to 60 seconds. So a screen recording, maybe even a clip from a live, or just a two-person chat like Mary and I do, although Mary does most of the chatting, but we love her for it. Who is the most credible person to say it? So is it the founder? Is it the sales team? Is it support? Is it delivery? Is it maybe even a customer? Get a customer on video. That's bloody awesome. It could be a partner. It could be a subject expert. So, or we call them subject matter experts. So Well, any one of those could be credible for saying it, but you need to make sure that they're not only credible, but they're the right person in terms of they have that kind of je ne sais quoi to go on camera. And what should someone do next? So, what is the action? Do you want them to comment? Do you want them to click? Do you want them to book something in? Do you want them to watch or ask or download or register for something? Or is it a bit like Caffeine and Campaigns? We just want you to remember us. That's, when you next think of a marketing activity that's happening, you think of us, these two beautiful faces.
Hopefully you'll think of us. That's what we're here for. Anyway, smallest useful version I think is important as well, because people can hear video and immediately make it an absolutely enormous setup. So suddenly you
100%.
need to create a storyboard, book a
Yeah.
location, do a mood board, get 3 approvals, and someone saying, can't we make it feel more premium? Which is usually code for, I don't know what I mean, but I do own a Barber Gelée. Gillett. Shut up,
That
with
is
your
a
Gillett.
brilliant. Can we make it more feel more premium? And every time I've heard that has come from someone who would wear a Barber Gelée. Yeah, absolutely. That was a
Exactly.
brilliant analogy there, Mary. Thank you for
Exactly.
that one.
Thank
So I think what you're trying to say is start smaller, 1 point, 1 person, 1 job on the video.
Yeah, exactly. And it doesn't have to be a piece to camera, a face to camera, does it? I don't think it needs to be that
No,
to begin
absolutely.
with.
That's important. That's a really good point. So if you hate being on camera, don't start with the hardest version. Why would you do that to yourself?
Exactly. So this is where Kris and I are going to introduce the ladder to you. I'm calling it the hedge ladder because, like Homer Simpson, some of us are currently backing into a hedge now, even just simply watching this webinar. So let's get the hedge ladder out, shall we, and start
So
trimming.
how is it working? Walk us through it, Mary. How's the hedge
Okay.
ladder working?
Yeah. Hedge ladder. So step 1, no face. You don't need to be on camera. Try a screen recording or perhaps some slides with a voiceover. You could do a product walkthrough. You could do a process clip. You could do like a captioned animation. And then step 2, borrowed face. Interview someone else, somebody with character, someone with a bit of pizzazz. Let them talk whilst you guide them through some questions you've perhaps prepared before. Or step 3, try a conversation like Kris and I, 2 people chatting like this, so it feels less like a hosted video and more sort of relaxed and authentic. And then step 4, you could try a quick face to camera. Just do 1 useful short point, perhaps 45 seconds is enough, and just done. Get it started, give it a try. Or then even step 5, move on to something like this, live or regular series. Only once the muscle exists, though. Don't go straight in for a kind of podcast. It's not a podcast. You can start small and really start to build up your confidence with those littler exercises.
Exactly. So you wouldn't go into a marathon without doing any training. That would just be absolutely bonkers. So
You've got to limber
why
up.
would you? You've got to limber up, and you've got to train for it for weeks in advance and put a full program together. And that's where those 5 steps are coming from. So from step 1 through to step 5, it's like gradually increase your exposure and what you're doing. And as you become more confident, that's where you're going to be able to get to that point of doing a regular series or creating that live series. And that's how you're going to be reducing fear. You don't go from no video to weekly inspirational monologues in a corridor. That's not what you should be doing.
Yes. And try to avoid corridors, I would say. The acoustic makes everyone sound like they're announcing platform changes at Swindon Station.
Yeah.
Everybody off, please. What's it?
Mind the gap between the train and the platform.
I'm not a train
See
traveller.
it, say it, sorted.
Yeah, there we go. We're on the tube now.
Exactly. So also, I would say the customer does not need perfect. They need clear, useful, but most importantly, believable, because this is all about how you build trust with someone.
Exactly. That's a very important distinction to make as well. And WizOwl also found that 63% of people would most like to learn about a product or a service by watching a short video. And short, people, we're talking short, not an extended director's cut with behind the scenes emotional debris like Titanic 2.
Absolutely. Exactly. But it does mean that your video should often answer the thing quickly. So you need to answer what it is or who it's for or why it matters or what matters next or what happens next. All of those are really, really important.
Yeah, and don't forget, we've all got attention spans of baby sparrows now, thanks to TikTok and AI. And this is where business can get
That's true.
really, really practical. Let's cash in on those short attention spans and make those short form videos, because sales are already saying the same thing over and over again. Support are answering the same questions over again. Delivery teams already know what clients misunderstand about, the process, the setups. And that is the video list. We've already built a list for you there. It's just your common questions or common pitches. That's really where you can start to build up that stockpile of content, really.
Exactly. And that's your first 10 videos are right there, right? They're already inside the business. They're already questions that are being asked. That's where we come up with the format every single week. We go, right,
Yeah.
what have we been asked most about this week? Boom. That's where we take
Yeah.
our conversation. That's where we take our video subjects from, because
Yeah.
that's ultimately the questions people are asking. Best way to tackle it.
Perfect. Let's talk examples then, Kris. What could you
Sure.
turn into an advantage by filming your FAQs or bringing processes to life?
Okay. So something like, how long does the process take, maybe? Or
Yeah.
what happens after someone's booking a call, or what should I be including to make my brief a good brief? What's the cost, and what can affect the cost and the pricing, so that I can keep this within budget? Maybe you could even go down the route of like, what are the top 3 mistakes that you see, or what are the types of things I should avoid, or what could success look like after 90 days, for example. So anything along those lines would work as starting as a video title.
Yeah, it all kind of depends on whatever your business is answering the most, and start there, really. I think the last one is brilliant, because people trust you more when you can talk about the messy bits without having, a brochure in a panic room. If you normalize these questions and produce content that's going to support, the messier bits of your business, then, job done. Fantastic.
Yeah,
Well
absolutely.
done.
And video is great for that. 100%. Video is
Yeah.
great for
Yes.
that.
And can we also say that video does not have to be one person making intense eye contact with the webcam? That's not very relaxing, is it?
Please do.
Not very
Repeat it. We get that a lot. And for a lot of businesses, the easiest route is often obviously repurposing as well. So you already have calls and webinars and lives. You might even do demos or anything along those lines. You can repurpose them. Just make sure they don't contain personal information or anything like that, but get them cut down, get them trimmed, and get them repurposed and out there.
Yeah, like we're doing here with Caffeine Campaigns. The podcast is not a
100%,
podcast.
actually. Yeah, podcast is not a podcast. So one of the things that we're going to be doing is cutting this 30-minute live into several short clips, a bit like a LinkedIn post. We wanted to build up a library of them first, and then start to get them out there and drip feed them out to people. Maybe you could put that in a LinkedIn post, or in an email, or in a blog, or maybe even a sales follow-up, or you could even put it on YouTube. We put these on YouTube. Okay, they don't do as well, but they're not really, they are intended for that platform because it's a video platform and people consume all different types of video, but this was all designed to be a LinkedIn Live.
Yeah,
So
we're getting
that's where
ourselves
we're
out there, aren't we? We're getting
Exactly.
ourselves out for, which is the point, and that's what we're
Exactly.
encouraging you to do as well. So we've literally built Caffeine and Campaigns around that idea, except with more caffeine and slight risk to brand safety. This
And who's to blame for that? Me, I guess.
not me. It's not my brand.
And I think, yeah, it's not my brand. It's not my brand. I don't know whether it's a risk to brand safety for the company or for us personally, but there we go. There we go.
We all go through
and I
our
think,
identity crisis.
well, exactly. And that's why I think this works, because the clip lets people sample our thinking, or lack thereof.
Yes. But it is a bit like that, isn't it? It's like somebody standing outside a bakery giving out tiny bits of brownie to lure you in. Except I suppose instead of it being a brownie, it's Kris explaining why your homepage is trying to do 8 jobs and failing 6 of them. But that's next week. That's next.
That's next week's episode. Nicely teased. We will get to that at the end.
Stop it.
So I think another commercial point that's really important is video does help sales,
Yes.
actually. And I think that's something that's quite often overlooked.
Yes, exactly. Because sales teams love saying, we need more content, whilst ignoring the 4 PDFs, 10 slide decks, and cheat sheets you've been created, and nobody ever looks at them. So yeah, what else can we do? Kris, please help me, because I've lost my train of thought. Go.
She's gone. We've lost it. ADHD is fully kicked in. So short videos can help sales follow up, maybe even after calls. It can explain common objections in a meeting. It could make maybe a proposal that feels even more personal because it comes with a short video introducing it, walking someone through it. It could even help buyers share your message out internally. That could be quite an important step. It could help reduce repeated questions to speed up maybe like understanding, or it could maybe even help people who are not in the sales call and still they need to still hear the thinking.
Yeah, really, really good point on exposure there as well. Like opening up that buying circle, buying groups are much bigger than the person you speak to. Let people see you too. And video is a great medium for that.
Yeah, and we call that the DMU, which is the decision making unit. And
Mm.
that is the person who has to explain to all those people in the decision making unit. And very rarely are you going to get 12 people who all form the DMU, come onto a call and watch your pitch about why they should be buying from you. Typically, it's one person, they take it back. They might be the decision maker, they might be the influencer in the decision, but they take that back and they then explain it to the DMU. So videos help someone who's going, should we trust this company? Why would we leave our current marketing agency who we've been with for 5 years? They're really consistent and they're stable. Well, actually, sometimes you need an injection of energy like what Mary and Kris can offer.
Absolutely. Open the window and let that frosty air out and let us come in. Anyway, so if your whole pitch only lives in one call and a PDF called Final, use this one, v12.pdf.pdf.pdf, you've given them homework and a mild headache. That should be an intense headache, I feel. No?
Intense. Video gives them a better way to carry that message back.
Yes. And we're back to Wizzy Owl. Woo woo! Says 82%.
Of the day, the third one.
Woo woo! God, there's too much caffeine going on today. I've got a pop and a coffee. 82% of marketeers say video has given them good ROI. So 85% say it's helped generate leads, and 83% say it's directly increased scales. When you look at those numbers, kids. So it's not just nice. People saw our faces and we did some video content. There is genuine commercial value here, Kris, isn't there?
You should take what's the word I'm looking for? A career change into a voice actor. It's just wonderful. You've taken us on a whole journey there, and that was absolutely magnificent.
I could do so much more. For anybody listening, for any agents that I'm available, I'm a vet. No, I'm joking. I've got a job. I've got a job.
But to your point, right, measurement still does need to match the job, right?
Oh, good. Dashboards, my favorite experience. Go on, Kris. Sorry, I won't ruin your thunder. Dashboards, we love them. Go, marketing, yes.
How are we going to measure it? So an awareness video, that needs to measure its reach, its views, its completion rate, shares, comments from the right audience, right? A reassurance video, it needs to measure sales usage, objections that get reduced, follow-up engagement, and maybe even like a landing page performance. A proof video, that is measuring clicks, inquiries, proposal influence, and sales conversions naturally. An event video, so a bit like this, you want to measure registrations or attendance, how many people are replaying it, and are the all the views and clips that are being created after the event. And then the last one, which is probably the one that drives the least commercial value, but obviously it's once someone's onboarded, as a support video. So measuring those reduced repeated customer questions for faster onboarding.
Yeah, we love a support video. We love support. So don't judge every video by whether it's dragged a signed contract across the finish line with its little content legs. But also don't post a blurry 11-minute ramble, get 400 views and call it brand love. I don't know where you've got your 400 views from with that 11-minute ramble, but never mind. Anyway, quality matters. Quality matters, we feel. And Wizzy Owl, found that 89% of consumers say video quality impacts their trust in a brand.
Yes, and quality doesn't always mean expensive. This is a really good point, actually, you brought us onto. And
say that again, Kris, for everyone pricing up a drone to film in a meeting room.
Okay, one more time. Quality does not always mean expensive. Quality means clear sound, good light, a useful point, decent framing, get yourself in the frame, captions where needed, and a reason to watch, ultimately.
Yes, good, good. So your first video does not need to look like a Netflix documentary, but also can't sound like you recorded it inside a washing machine whilst eating Kris. Although that might be an interesting angle, Kris. You know,
That could be an interesting angle, but bad sound does kill good content really,
it
really
does.
quickly.
It does. And please, can we just talk for 2 minutes about who should be on camera? Because I think founders often think it must be them, and then everyone else quietly celebrates, or do they? Do we
Well,
need to put some different people up front?
wow, is that you pointing that? Is that pointing at me? That was very pointed. That point that you just
No,
made. You know, founders
darling.
don't
No,
have to be up
darling. I have
front.
lived a life before you, darling.
It doesn't always have to be a founder. It's absolutely right. So sales can get involved. What do you think? What do you think, Mary? Who can get
Oh, I
involved? What does
think
that look like?
absolutely anybody that wants to get involved should get involved. And I think that's the key. If you're trying to persuade somebody to, have a personality that comes across on video and they just simply don't encourage them to do it. You want to get the confident salespeople. They can ask buyer questions. Support. There's often some GCSE dramatics in there in that team. Somebody can explain some common fixes in there.
Speaking from
Um,
experience.
Delivery can show process. That's a really important one. Really break down those kind of complicated, slightly boring processes with a dazzling personality. Account managers, maybe you could get them to talk about what other clients do really well and really open up that process for other people.
That's a good
You can
one.
get a technical specialist on there to help explain the tricky parts. Shut up, Steve, but be restrained is what I'm saying there. Just be restrained. Don't go on too long there, Steve. Love you, Steve. Founders. Founders are still important. I don't mean to be mean because I do like a founder, right? I do like a founder, Kris. But they can really, perhaps they can open the call, giving their opinion, direction, support. And then if you're lucky enough to be impressive to your clients and they love having, love working with you, clients can provide proof where appropriate, perhaps on a webinar, an interview, something like that, where you can invite them in and they can tell everyone how amazing you are. That's really
Absolutely.
a great proof point there, I think.
Yeah, and I think the most, to your point, the most credible person then isn't always the most senior person in the organization.
Yes, which may be deeply unsettling for some ego-driven org charts. Never experienced that myself, but it's very freeing. I feel very freeing because sometimes the person closest to the customer, we're talking support, we're talking sales, has the best video idea.
Exactly. The line from Dan's Coffee, or Dan the Coffee Man, whatever you want to call him, it's not to be polished, especially with his lovely Bristolian accent.
Isn't it
It's
lovely?
to be present
Yes.
and real enough for people to care, ultimately. But the Bristolian accent does add a little bit of flair and a little bit of pizzazz to the video.
Sure does. I love a Bristolian accent. Yes, Dan's story works because it is so human. People are not just seeing a coffee van; they're seeing, his courage, his story, his warmth, his, his community, and just somebody giving it a go, which is all we really need, I think.
Absolutely. And while actually this is what many businesses are missing, I think. They try to make video impressive when they should just make it useful and human. And a company that does this really well, a lot of people will say, yes, but we haven't got the budgets of Premier Inn, or we haven't got the budgets of, I don't know, Currys, or all these consumer brands that have all these videos and they go viral. Well, actually, let's have a quick look at the Currys video, one that did go viral, but it just proves that you do not need anything more than a camera. Let's take a little look at this, Mary.
The Brat Summer at Curry's, my guys. Our offers hit different AF. This microwave ate and left no crumbs. If you've got the guap, a pizza oven is peak flex. These are giving me life. No gas in. Go full Brat Summer and drag all your friends who only own fugly barbecue units. It's serving. Need a new phone? I'd bet. Say less. This one's bussin' skibbity toilet riz. And the WhatsApp access is sending me. Look at the way he hoovers. Very understated, very subtle, very mindful, very demure.
I knew he was going to say that.
This air fryer is the GOAT. On point cash with that low-key drip to have all your guests saying, yes, slay queen, he cooked. Our returns policy is on fleek, Brev. Don't believe us? We got the receipts.
Oh, that was
Love it.
fantastic. And
I
all that
absolutely love it.
is just such a simple video. It's a very basic video. It's just someone with a camera going around the store, getting staff who are willing to be on camera, and that's ultimately all it is.
Exactly, and there's a bit of send up, it's a bit of light relief in today's abominable society. So there we go. They've just proved it to us. Useful and human, gets the views, gets the likes. It's not our brand story told over piano music like someone's about to reveal a new insurance policy. It's less than that, you know?
Absolutely.
And yet
And
more.
another, I think we need to include a factoid that's not from Whiz Out, so we're going to do
Woo!
one from Reuters. We're still got the Whiz Out intro. So Reuters also reported this month that CEO video posts on LinkedIn are up 68% over the last 2 years, which is somewhat frightening, but it does also
Mm,
mean that leaders are realizing that showing up does directly matter.
yes, the boardroom have found the record button. Terrifying for some, useful, I feel, for many.
But again, actually, it's not about copying the CEOs. It's about finding your version. Currys have found their version. Dan, the coffee man, has found his version. So
Yes, and
let's walk through some of those. What would you do, Mary, if you were trying to help people to find their versions?
just keep it super simple. Keep it super simple. Answer the questions people are already asking. Here's what people get wrong about our industry, clearing up something for your viewers. Here's the process that we use, perhaps some best practice videos. Here's what we would do differently if starting again. And here is why this matters now for your business. Just something that opens up your credible, gorgeous business and makes it relevant, human, and authentic. I think that is really what matters at the moment.
Yeah, and to that point, you want to make sure that you record it in a format that you can repeat, actually. I
Yes.
think that is really important.
It is. It is the secret sauce. Repeatable beats heroic. Because if your video plan requires 7 people, 3 cameras, a rented studio in Suffolk by somebody called Felix saying, "Can we get one more just for safety?" You'll do it once and then never again because everybody's cortisol is through the blooming roof. Felix.
Absolutely. Make it sustainable, make it repeatable, make it so that you can come back to it again and again. And it makes it so much easier. These took their toll at the very beginning for Mary and I. And we're like, God, what have we committed to?
We're
Now
knackered.
it's a breeze every week and we've just got used to it. We've built
is.
our resistance to it now.
We have. Yeah, but it is something to get used to, and the more you do, the more confident you'll feel. Anyway, let's move on to our regular format for our regular viewers. Quick fire round, Kris.
Yeah, let's do this. Let's do this. Go on and hit me with
Okay.
it.
Kris, do they have to be on camera?
No, not on first. You don't have to be on camera. So start with a screen recording, a voiceover, maybe even just a good conversation, and then build it up from there.
Yes, and do we have to professionally film it?
No, just take the example of Currys, take the example of Dan. It is just using a phone piece to camera. That's a very simple, but it needs to be watchable, it needs to be useful, it needs to be clear, it needs to have a point and purpose.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. How long should we be making these videos?
As short as it can be while still doing the job. So often I would say 30 to maybe a minute and a half, 90 seconds for social media. That would work well. That's a really good sweet spot.
Yeah, and what about scripts? Can they read from a script?
Reading from a script, I'd say yes, but you want to make sure you're really familiar with it, maybe rehearse it, but because you don't want to come across like you're reading some kind of like ransom note or something like that. You just want to make sure it's a bit warmer.
Yes. Should we post videos of every team day, lunch, dog, plant, and half-eaten pret wrap?
No, God, no. So being human doesn't mean broadcasting unfiltered office CCTV footage. That's just not what human is.
No, although it can work with a funny edit. I've seen a few of those as well, but yeah, not everything. Should senior leaders do the videos?
Where they've got something useful to say, yes, but I would say make sure that we're not just relying on them to go, yeah, I feel I got something useful to say. Sense check it. It needs to have a clear point, not just an executive doing weather reporting.
Yes, couldn't agree more. But best video idea for somebody who is avoiding it?
Answer one question that you know the answer to, one customer question, and start that on a weekly basis. We'll start getting you into the rhythm, into the routine, and commit to it.
Yes, love that. What's the worst first video idea?
3 words: our brand journey.
Oh, splice that straight into the bin. Cut that bit out. Final answer then, Kris. Why does your business need more video, even if you hate it?
Because video makes your business easier to understand. It makes your business easier to trust, makes your business easier to remember. It
Yeah.
helps buyers, prospective customers see the people, the proof, the thinking behind the brand. You're not one of these businesses that is just, spun up from AI and it's just a faceless business. The business.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Every business has someone behind it. It can support sales. It can answer objections. It can reduce uncertainty, create content that you can use across a multitude of channels.
Exactly. You don't have to become an influencer. And indeed, if your expectations are that, probably lower those a little bit. And that's where you'll need to start from. It's not going to be a YouTube sensation for the first time round. Take
No.
Caffeine Campaigns for we are 11 episodes in and it's building. But, it wasn't a hit first time round. So lower those expectations a little bit.
Exactly. And I would also say you need to, this is the number one thing people forget, you need a clear job for the video. What is the purpose of it? It's one job. When Mary and I were talking about the talk track and what we want to do around this at the beginning, she's made a really good example. You've got one head, one hat can fit on that head. Don't just try and get a video to wear multiple hats. It's just not going to work. A credible person or format and a repeatable way to make it. That is the most important part to take from this.
Could not agree more with that. So the takeaway, everyone, is job first, face second, start small, answer real questions. Little Danny with little videos. Answer real questions, show real people, and use video to make your clients or prospective clients' buying journey decision less weird, more personal, more human. We are desperate for that. Anyway, before we go, next Friday, the 10th of July at 10 a.m., we are going to be talking about your homepage.
Absolutely. We're going to be talking specifically about why it's not converting how you think it should be converting.
Yes, and talking about wearing too many hats, why your homepage has been asked to be the receptionist, the sales director, the brochure, the sat nav, the therapist, the pricing page, perhaps even the case study, the library, the motivational speaker all at once. It's too much. Make it stop.
Little hint. Do you think that might be why it's failing? What should a homepage have on it? That's what we're going to be talking about.
Great question. So we are going to talk about what a homepage should actually do and what it should not be responsible for and how to stop treating it like a digital drunk drawer with a hero banner.
A drunk drawer? Do you mean a junk drawer? A drunk drawer?
Drawer.
A drunk junk drawer. She's there. And she'll be there also at Friday on the 10th of July at 10 a.m. as will I.
10:10. Bring coffee, bring your homepage, bring the sentence, we are passionate about tailored solutions so we can gently cut it up and put it into a skip out the back.
Thank you once again to everyone who has supported the series across the first 11 episodes. Very, very grateful.
Yeah, genuinely. Thank you, genuine. Everybody, thank you to everyone who's attended, commented, sent questions, shared clips, or watched afterwards while pretending it counts as professional development. I think it probably does. We see you. We appreciate. We love you.
Absolutely. Well, on that note, thank you very much, everyone. He's been Kris.
And she's been Mary.
And this has been Caffeine and Campaigns.
It's the podcast. It's not a podcast, but what is it?
This week it is a gentle nudge. Please stop hiding from video like your webcam is some kind of tax investigation.
You can do it, guys. Same time next week. Bring coffee, bring your homepage crimes, and maybe practice saying one useful thing into your phone without immediately throwing it into a drawer. Hi, guys. Mary here.
And by a drawer, she means a drunk drawer. Thank you very much. See you next Friday, 10 a.m. Bye.
Bye.